It's all about you, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's all about you.
All about it. It's all about the copyright, baby. I can't think of the lyrics.
That's pretty good, wasn't it?
Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you.
We're both good.
Yeah. In a way.
In a way.
Episode 29. Well,
29.
Welcome, one and all, to this humble gathering of shite.
You can't be that critical.
Well, it's the only way we can really describe it, isn't it?
Yes. I guess.
It's really funny to watch this not even open now. It's like, don't know.
It'll be getting your game ready.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome back, Conor, George.
Yeah.
Standard.
Yeah, Stan Lee of standards.
Yeah, the dynamic duo.
Yeah.
Caped
Caped Crusader in his gay best
How?
friend in shorts. Yeah, there's no pun intended.
And that's enough about us. What about Batman and Robin? No homo.
Yeah, no word. No words.
No homo. Not me.
Ugh.
That's awkward,
I
isn't
mean,
it? You kind of sexualise it.
With it.
Should we get on?
Yeah.
Stuff to do. Bullshit
Yeah.
to talk about. What we got
Hominess is like
we got glass. We're going to talk about I'm going to talk about Stan and Ollie because you haven't seen that yet.
Stan Lloyd.
Stan and Ollie.
Stan and Ollie. I thought you said Stan Lloyd. Who the hell's Stan Lloyd?
Deaf cunt.
Oh, what the hell? Oh, mate. If only you know half the story.
That's the first C-bomb in like
I know.
28 episodes.
Oh,
I think Matt dropped one of those in episode 2. Yeah, I saw that. You haven't. And just some random bollocks to talk about this week. Really,
I've
nearly caught up on Punisher.
I still need to start Punisher.
Oh,
It's
good. It's fucking. It's depressing as shit, man.
No, I bet.
But my God, it's brutal. I love it. I love
depression.
depression.
Really, I
love it. I just love it. It's horrible. There he is.
Oh.
For those wondering, because you can't see us with your eye holes, I'm just
eyeballs. I would have just said eyeballs.
There's been a new update to old Battlefront 2.
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Not Star Trek Battlefront. Star Wars, the better brand. Fuck Star Trek.
Fuck Star Trek. Stop punching the fucking mic.
That was my phone, alright?
Your phone needs to stop punching the mic. Oh, 35. Oh, look!
What are his emotes?
So Count Dooku is now a character. So he's got lightning stun, duelist,
and expose weakness.
Okay, Count Dooku releases lightning upon his enemies, throwing them to the ground, inflicting harm.
He does higher damage the less target it hits.
Oh, so when it's only on one, yeah. So when it's focused on one, okay. Count Dooku changes to a more offensive lightsaber style, performing faster and more powerful attacks. Count Dooku influences target with slower movement, increased amount of damage, and taken from Dooku and his allies. If it seems the elimination target personality ability is instantly recharged.
That sounds a bit OP.
That sounds like he's going to get nuked.
Foolish. Looking forward, powerful control.
Foolish. Looking forward.
Well, it's a shame.
Powerful control. It's just in case of copyright. Victory poses. I'm superior. You should reconsider. Unimpressed. Not worth the effort. That is like sexy Christopher Lee. That is.
Oh. I was going to say Christopher.
Is Christopher Lee dead?
I was going to say Christopher Walken, but that's completely wrong.
No, Christopher Walken was not in Star Wars.
No, I know who he is. I know who.
It was not me that fought the Jedi.
Christopher Lee. Sorry.
Is he dead? I think he
is. Sorry.
He was in his 90s, wasn't he?
He is. Yeah. And the fact that we didn't know, that's just disrespectful. First of all, we're
2015.
First of all, we're not freaking offensive against homo people. Now we don't know that one of the legendary actors is, passed away. But we're on to a great start. We're off to a great start. 93.
At least we didn't kill him.
See that we were corrupted by the dark side back then. We were reading
the power of the dark side.
The reason why that unfortunate tragedy happened is because I was looking into the Sith holocrons and I got influenced.
You were looking into the Sith holocrons in 2015?
No.
When
we started the podcast and we killed you know who.
Who? Voldemort.
Yes.
Darth Tyrannus.
Yes. Ralph Fiennes. I mean, he'll be the next person.
I think Ray Fiennes will be alright. He's quite young compared to...
I don't know. Well, I mean, so was Barry Chuckle, but I mean...
Barry Chuckle's fucking old.
No, but we
Barry Chuckle is a lot older than Ray Fiennes was.
No, but we killed him. We killed him.
By accident, because we mentioned him.
We killed him. Excellent.
Not really excellent when you're killing people. We don't kill people in real life, kids. Anyway, and now that we've done that with Count Dooku, should we get on? Things to do, people to see, stuff to talk about. I know last week we went into a big thing about how much you haven't watched on Netflix. Have you fixed that? Oh, Jesus, playing the guitar solo. Have you fixed any of that yet?
Sex Education didn't go. I mean, 8 episodes. You know,
but that was so we can talk about that.
Yeah, no, please. That's what I was saying earlier off camera. We've got something to talk about. Sex Education.
There's only one camera, and it's not to the live audience.
No, that was no, it's not a link to Pornhub. It's an actual genuine show. It's better than.
But stream it on there.
I like it though. It's better than anything else I've seen. In terms of like, I literally thought it was going to be like a walking Pornhub in school, but like, it really wasn't.
Go on, give us the rundown of the plot of old Sex Education.
All right, so group of boys. It's in high school or college, whatever. Sixth form. That's what it is. Group of boys. Well, a boy meets a girl. Boy likes girl. They discover puberty, and
they discover it. Oh, puberty.
They discover puberty, and the main lead, Otis.
Otis, played by Asa Butterfield.
Yeah, good old Asa. Yeah, Otis.
One letter in his name away from Asda.
What's that called? What's that a plug for?
It's just a fun fact.
If you do.
Shout out to Asda.
Yeah, shout out to Asda indeed.
That's Asda price.
Otis discovers puberty. Doesn't know what the fuck to do. He gets awkward around girls, which is probably the story of most boys nowadays.
And
girls. I know for me.
And gender fluids.
Yeah, but
can't leave them out.
Gender fluids.
Yeah, the old gender fluids.
Gender fluids. What the hell? Like, what fluids have you been looking at? Like,
like as in people that are gender fluid or identify as gender fluid.
What? So you mean they're water? Is that what you're calling them? You're calling them like liquids?
No, that one day they feel like they affiliate with a man. One day they feel like they affiliate as a woman.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
See, well, no, I just never heard that term before. You just confused me.
There you go.
Baffled.
You've learned something new today.
The more you know with Pasty Sheep.
Subscribe. We're on 44.
We should get a theme tune for that. The more you know.
We should.
Pasty Sheep.
One thing at a time, dear boy. Anyway, carry on. So puberty.
Yeah, so puberty. Otis likes girl. She's a bit of a badass. She's quite cool. If I met a girl like her, then who wouldn't want to hang out with her?
Oh, Maid is pretty cool.
No, she was fucking sick. But then I would totally be Otis in the sense that I wouldn't know what the fuck to do. I wouldn't panic as much as he does about certain areas and topics.
Because he can't masturbate.
Yes, he weren't no master. Not at all.
People often refer to me as the master.
The master, you might say.
Anyway, how do we bring it back to fucking William Hartnell?
Oh no, exactly, George.
Speaking of fucking...
Yeah, that's what the show's about.
Carry on,
That is, no, I was just saying, you summed it up perfectly. That is what the show's about. Fucking, but in the most awkward way possible.
Gillian Anderson's in it. She's his mum.
Yeah, sexy mamacita. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you know.
Yeah, she is.
Good looking mother.
Good looking. Well done, mother.
What else is there to say? Yeah, she's mother. She's a bit of a sex therapist. She's just extremely awkward. If I had a mum, I would. Yeah, I don't know what I'd do, but like, if I would fucking be embarrassed, I would lock myself in a cupboard and be Otis. I literally would be Otis if that was a real life scenario.
Come on, a bit louder, mate. You've done this.
So,
no, I'm not shouting. It's just you. I'm like,
well, because I'm leaning. What the hell?
There you go. Your levels are better now.
So, Otis has an extremely awkward mother.
Yes, because she's a sex therapist.
Yes, because she goes into. She goes into people's genitals. Well, she does do that. She does do that a fair bit.
Oh yeah, she does.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, shit. Otis has a gay best friend.
Eric
Young.
Eric Lensher. Oh wait, no,
Uh,
that's Magneto.
no, he's far from gay. No, gay
Ian
son.
McKellen.
Gay son.
Who?
Quicksilver. Magneto. Gay son. I mean, that's kind of a...
Quicksilver's not gay.
I thought he was.
No.
Who's gay? No, it's Iceman. Shit. Ah, no.
And that's just the actor in real life because Iceman goes out with Rogue, and
oh, but the character in the comics, Iceman in the comics, is gay.
Is
in case
he?
you didn't know. Oh god, here we go. This is a thing from 2014.
Oh, what is
Now we're getting the X-Men fans in the comments.
Is it Rebirth or whatever?
I don't know.
Was
George, I'm a nerd. I'm not that much of a nerd.
Was it like the New 52 or like
the New 54? I would have said New 69. I don't know.
You don't know anything. Okay, cool. Carry on.
Yeah, Eric, gay best friend. He goes through shit too. He gets picked on because like 90% of people are like, I hate using the term because I mean, yeah, people feel free to be what you want to be, but you know, straight. 90% of people are straight. He gets picked on. He's having a hard time, just like Otis. You know, they just
even harder time because he's. I think I mentioned there's only one other openly gay person in school, which is
who's a bit of a
one of the popular guys. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got Anwar was his name, I think.
Yeah, Anwar. Yeah.
Yeah, Anwar.
That was a good.
Damn.
Good. I forgot that.
Yeah, Anwar is basically, you think he would be his gay's best friend, but he's
like, no, don't talk to me. I'm not your friend.
Gay twat. He's just a jock without being a man.
Who he punches, which was great.
I know, prick. He ain't even in it that much, but I mean, yeah, it was probably like one of the better moments of the whole show. Just straight up.
What did you think about the character of what's his name? The son of the headmaster.
What, Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah, typical definition of a jock, typical arsehole, picks on Eric like in every episode until the last one or the one before.
Yeah, it's like episode 7, I think, is when
they get it on.
Yeah.
You know, Mr. Gay people are homophobic.
Gay people are homophobic.
I don't like.
Yeah, I'm only here to grunt and chase after my girlfriend that doesn't want me in her life.
My ex-girlfriend. Who's the girl from Skins? Who's also the same fucking actress doing her same fucking role. Cassie.
Well, if it ain't broke,
a fucking matter.
It ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, it is basically has that Skins vibe, doesn't it?
Yeah, it literally is Cassie from Skins in that.
In New Skins.
Skins education. No, so she's in it. Good old Cassie. Can't think of her name in the show, but good old Cassie's back from Skins. If any of you know Skins, feel
literally, the show starts with her fully nude with Adam having a sex scene.
Getting it on, yeah, but really getting it on.
Oh yeah.
Like my tits.
I think it's the first line of the whole show, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, my tits, and he's just like,
yeah. And he gets his knob out, and I didn't like Adam because he didn't really bring anything to.
Well, no, I thought he was going to be the main. I thought, geez, like I don't want him as the main guy.
Oh yeah, I thought like it was going to be like him and like Asa as like he would be, because like obviously Otis. I thought like because obviously he was the star. I thought he was going to be like secondary or.
That's what I thought. I thought it was going to be about them two. Yeah, I thought.
Obviously, along with Matt, but like Eric was really good, and then Adam was. I just felt like he didn't do anything until like episode 7 when.
Yeah, no, he was walking around being like, Trombola. That's it. He kept calling Eric Trombola. He's like, Trombola.
Trombola, yeah.
He's like, don't fucking touch me, Trombola.
Don't talk to me.
Yeah, literally. That's all he did every episode. I mean, the first episode with that sex scene was basically 50% of his arc. And then he was in every episode.
And then he was in it just moaning and not actually doing anything, really just pissing me off.
And then he went home and it was, Dad, I did this, or what was it? I wrote this essay.
That he didn't actually write because it was Maeve.
Exactly. AKA the fit girl from earlier.
Yeah.
The girl that everyone would want to be with if there was a girl like Maeve. But yes, speaking of shit for everyone, she goes through some shit of her own too.
And then she's got a druggy brother that's come back because he'd moved away and not told her.
Maxie,
something like that. And then just just done the old, he's just come back
man.
when she was going out with the swimmer guy.
What's his name? Shit,
Jackson.
That's Jackson.
Jackson, the
Oh my
swimmer.
God, it's Jackson.
Oh my God, it's Jackson. You remember Jackson? I remember. Jackson was he was a cool guy, and he
The jock,
lived with
but
his
nice
lesbian mothers,
Yeah.
which was a nice sort of another inclusion.
I mean, like, every bloody character had their own... Obviously, they had their own problems and things, but then it also... Every character had a unique sexual background.
Yeah.
In that sense, they
were all very unique, but they all had similar issues when it came to...
Yeah. They all had their own problems. They all didn't know how to deal with it.
There's the classic love triangle between Jackson,
Maeve and
Otis, because Otis doesn't... He's very much against like falling for Maeve in the beginning, isn't he? He's very sort of
Otis, yeah. Well, he's very against everything.
Yeah, and then he realizes, he comes to realize how he feels, because then it advances him, because he's one of the people that's very awkward sexually, probably from having his mother in his life, because he's never been he's never jerked the gherkin or had a sexual dream, but then he starts to get through that, and almost like his friendship with her actually sends him through puberty.
Yeah, friendship. I'd call it torture. Like, it is hell for him. It's torture. That's his problem. Yeah, we haven't even got to the premise of the show. Basically, the show is about Otis and fit girl Maeve coming together, basically to sort out everyone else's problems.
Sexually, because they realise that's a unique angle. Because it's like, what would it be like if teenagers had a sex therapist, and you realise they'd come out with some half stupid shit that these people do.
Yeah. But I believe it's also extremely relatable, like the problems they discuss.
Oh yeah, it's all kind of things that of our generation would be discussed, aren't they?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, there's even stuff which I thought I'd never even think about, and then as soon as I sort of heard it, I thought, oh yeah, shit, I think I thought of that some point down the line. It covers everything. We don't want to spoil everything, because...
No, I think if you've wanted to watch it, you've seen it, because if you don't want to know spoilers about the whole thing, I mean, we've given away a couple anyway.
Yeah, no, but I mean, fucking hell, we can't do that. Otherwise they'd be, we're not going into detail enough. I should do all the talking.
Who's that, Matt?
Well, whatever was of Matt.
Yeah. Well, I wonder where he is. I hope he's okay.
Sending our thoughts and prayers, Matt.
Yeah. If you want to get in touch and donate to Matt, you can at www.
Link to our Patreon page down below in the description.
Link to our...
we really do need to make one.
Link to our... What is it?
I'll just laugh about it.
Indiegogo or like crowdfunding page.
What G2A or what's the other? I'm trying to think. There's like a free... The Humble Bumble thing. Humble Bundle. You get free games or something every day. You go on this website.
Oh, what? Xbox Game Pass?
Oh, no. I wasn't thinking that. There's some fucking website I've heard where it's like you go on it, you get free games every day or something. And then you also get like the Humble Bumbles and Humble Bundles. Feel free in the comments. You guys know what I'm on about, surely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your levels have gone down again.
I'm sorry.
Just talk normally. You get so shy.
Well, I don't get shy at all. It's just I can naturally back away and then I go closer.
Yeah, should we?
Well, anyway, so yeah, what the fuck we were saying about
sex education?
Yeah, what we were saying. So yeah, we won't go into everything, but we kind of gone into over half the show.
So we're just going to go into everything. So fuck it. Why not?
Yeah, why not then? All right.
Yes. Yeah. So Adam and
Mr.
Eric getting it on. That's insane, because like we said, they were enemies, and then suddenly
enemy of the Daleks.
Suddenly they are lovers.
Yeah, but of course,
in a big way.
Then he reverts back to the whole "don't tell anyone," as if you fucking mention a word to it, to anyone, you're dead or whatever.
Well, no, because obviously he's got a reputation to uphold, but also he does actually genuinely like him, because I think he's come to realise that that's why he was struggling with sex and relationships and himself, is because he was gay.
Yeah.
But no, good for him. That's when I was like, oh, Adam's relevant. He's a character. Good for you.
He's
Well done,
actually
guys.
fucking decent. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. It was like about time.
Well, I kind of liked everyone. There wasn't. I mean, Anwar and like the mean girls.
Oh yeah, the
I
super
didn't
group,
care
like the
about.
super populars or
I
whatever they were.
Didn't care about them, but they were meant to be hated. So yeah, good job,
Oh,
guys.
they were, yeah. Fuck them.
Yeah, bitch. Except Cassie, because she had the balls and decency to actually.
Well, in the
walk
end, it was
away.
annoying that the fact that she was there, like, with them when they were bitching on her friends, but she still wanted to be
With
mates with them and
Yeah.
hang out with them. It was like, pick a side, bitch.
Jedi or Sith, like, do or do not, there's no try.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Mm.
Yeah, see it. There's a season. There must be season 2. I feel like it's going to be like Skins and just going to run for ages.
No, it has to. Because it sort of ends somewhat on a cliffhanger, but a good cliffhanger.
Yeah, because when the cliffhanger is the running thread is that Otis has never masturbated.
Never done anything.
No. He's
gives
very
him the
much he's very much a non-sexual person, but then like the ending shot of episode 8 is him finally having one.
Well, I did love episode 5 or 6 where he gets with that Lily girl who's just like,
Oh, the
"You
one
wanna
that's
have
desperate,
sex?"
the one that's desperate to have it. Yeah, she's like, I'm ready.
Do you want to have sex?
And then she keeps writing about tentacle monsters and stuff.
She's into, like, basically she's like Reddit. She's like the weird bit of the internet, but in a person.
Yeah, because she's writing like weird fanfics that she gets into and like recreates
Well,
for someone.
Well, in the last one, exactly. She just gets it on, but they're dressed up in like a comic book.
They came to fuck.
They're like in alien gear, tentacle corns, and they literally recreate a scene from a comic book, which obviously must be fictional. It's not.
I think it's
issue
like one that
Batman.
she's been writing.
Yeah, because she's obviously that frustrated, sexually frustrated. She's like, right, I've got to make a book and imagine the scenario. But yeah, her and Otis is hooking up with like one of the best. Like,
That was funny, yeah.
yeah,
We've been holding hands for 45 minutes.
I mean, you must get the message, surely. Even the girl, if that ever happens, you must get the message that he's not into you.
What's the girl that he goes on date with to the dance?
Ola,
Ola, because she's the daughter of
the plumber bloke. I can't think of his name.
Jurgen, I don't know.
Racist. That is really racist.
No, it's like something like that, innit? It's like
Jurgen.
no.
Well, maybe he's a big Dutch. He's like not Dutch, but he's like a big
Nordic man.
Like Nordic Dutch.
Like
Sorry,
Norwegian, Swedish, Norway man thing.
European. He's a European masculine, like.
You can't keep talking
yeah.
about the Europeans.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot Brexit was next.
Exactly. Hey, how's that going, Theresa May? You fucking bitch.
Oh, shots fired.
She's useless. Anyway.
Yeah, no, yeah, Hunk Man, whatever the hell they call him.
Yeah,
Jurgen.
he is a handyman that
Badum-tish.
comes to Otis's house.
Fix her sinks.
Keeps having sex with his mum.
Yeah, because I mean, she, like, without being horrible, she was a bit of a slut. I mean, I get it because she's a therapist and she's into sex all the time.
Yeah.
And she must be thinking about it an awful lot of the time. But at the same time,
She keeps thinking about it too much.
it is.
Maybe.
Even in like the first 10 minutes of the first episode, you see her get her on with some bloke, and it's like a running gag with Otis coming home.
And they always walk into his room. It's like,
Yeah,
it's
it's
not the bathroom.
Yeah, yeah. At one point with, I think it was Ola, because that's how they meet. He tries to go through his sexual problems by watching porn, and
she walks in on him. I'm just doing research for school.
yeah, research. I mean, it's not weird.
How's your research going?
Messy.
Yeah.
Messy. Very messy.
Sweet relationship, and then he calls her, like, compared to a house cat, compared to how Maeve is a tiger, and they're in a different league.
Which is totally not what to do in a situation with a girl. You like, if I
You
get
get-
it,
yeah.
if there's a girl you another girl you fancy, but you're with another girl because she likes you, and then you basically go on about the other girl and you say how amazing she is by calling her an amazing, powerful animal, and then you calling her like a freaking cat or an ant or something derogatory. I totally get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm guessing a lot of people have done that in real life, and
I don't know.
it'd be the worst thing possible.
You're doing it again. Look at that.
George, stop
People-
telling me off.
People can't hear you.
You're not
That's
the
what I'm saying.
boss,
Well,
man.
I am.
No, you're fucking not. It's a joint unit.
Joint unit, my
There's no
Joint
I
unit.
in team, you know.
There is in I can't hear you.
Don't forget High School Musical.
Go away.
What's this about High School Musical?
That actually got picked up by the fucking microphone.
Yeah.
Oh, I might sing then as well.
No, goodbye.
No, don't worry. We'll cut this part out. We'll cut this part out.
I really, really hope she just leaves the house. Anyway,
See, he's going through his own problems.
so what are we on? That fucking threw me.
Yeah,
so,
Lily and Otis getting it on. And,
that is funny.
and Ola as well.
Ola's cool. I like the arc. Eric, I think Eric goes on the most complete arc.
Yeah, kind of complex as well because he has a complete 180 in his character.
Mm.
He tries to be straight and like normal, except everyone who loves him sort of
They
berates him.
accept him, and that's the sweet thing.
Oh yeah, but they berate him when he's different. Or yeah, when he's trying to be
Yeah,
who he wants to be.
his dad does that as well, doesn't he? He's like sort of very much about you have to like either toughen up and that, and then he just
You have to be a man, isn't
yeah.
it?
Then it gets into like I'm like proud of you and need to be brave like you, and it's like it's so
Aw.
really sweet.
It does come full circle.
It's like,
See, that's how Brian and Graham should have been in Doctor Who.
oh, we got so close. It's
sorry,
26
but-
minutes in. We didn't mention it.
How? It had to be said. That was the appropriate reference to Doctor Who ever. That's how you should have done it, BBC. That's how you should have done it. Look at Netflix.
Look at
They can
Netflix's
take-
sex education
They can
show.
take you all on. Whatever.
Well,
That's the thing. Half the, 80% of my programs are on Netflix. I don't even watch like normal TV. It's just Netflix is love. Netflix is life.
Hmm.
Everything you watch on there is great.
It is.
But,
Well, the majority of it is. Until it gets cancelled. Looking at you, MCU. Oh no. But what else have you been catching up on?
well, Skins. I chose to watch Skins. Very similar to Sex Education.
Did you watch that after Sex Education, or did you?
I'm sort of watching in between, but like, yeah, so I started both. Then I've been doing Sex Education. That's what I chose to watch.
Yeah.
Skins, Always Sunny in Philadelphia,
Oh, you
something
started it?
different. Yeah, I'm on season 2.
What do you think?
Yeah. No, it's actually fun. Danny DeVito is fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
I've only seen the first couple of him in it, but I can tell he's gonna be great.
Oh, he starts off as like such a
Such a nonsense, such a prick.
such a serious character. Like,
He is a serious character.
But
yeah.
but by the time you get to that point with bloody Frank, you realise like there is just so much shit that he is like willing to do.
Okay.
Charlie,
Alright,
him and
let's-
Charlie like the best partnership of all
Right.
time.
Okay.
I love it, fucking love it, bro.
Love it. Well, every episode's different. There's not really an arc in it, from what I've noticed. It's just every episode's just them doing random bollocks.
Yeah, it gets to that point where it's just like they start off as just sort of just trying to be an American sitcom and maybe like stuff will matter, but they also do the thing of like it's just another week. Like you don't have to pay attention. You can just drop in and out for 20 minutes and just enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Which is like the best thing about Always Sunny.
Yeah.
But then there's some deep episodes.
Oh, okay.
There is some deep stuff to come. Like season 13 with Mac is great because you're at the point where they're still joking about like
Yeah, very much.
if Max K or not.
Yes. Yeah, because that sort of subtly comes up.
Yeah.
Out of all the sitcoms I've seen, this feels like how it should have been. This is like a proper sitcom.
Yeah.
In the sense that it ain't like with Big Bang Theory. It's a thing I've watched, but like that was very. You had to know the jokes. You had to It was basically all IT related. With this one, all right, they're in a pub and their main thing is fucking getting pissed and drinking. But like, other than that, each episode actually is different at the moment and like standalone.
Who's your favourite character at the moment?
I would say. Oh, I don't know actually. I really don't. I like them all. Either Dennis or
Oh man, I love
Charlie.
Dennis.
And Charlie.
I think Charlie
Next
for
one.
ridiculousness. Like,
Yeah, Charlie is fucking ridiculous.
especially when it's like Charlie and Mac or Charlie and Frank. But like, I just
Mm.
love Dennis as just like
Yeah,
some of the
Dennis is
stuff that he comes out with. It's
a
just
smart one, but then
yeah, he's the
Muppet.
leader, really, isn't he?
He
But
is.
like,
He's a muppet.
He's so fucking funny. Like that first episode is the thing that got me when it was just like. See, you say, when you say sister, do you mean sister or do you mean like your friend or your actual sister? See, because then you say you're not polite, but you people actually are. Oh wait, I didn't mean it like that. Just let me finish.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. As soon as
I like, especially watching back on it, because it's really easy to watch, isn't it? It's like, they're like 20 minutes each, and I think the first season's like, what, 6 episodes?
It was 7.
7?
Yeah, no, 7.
Like, it's a really quick first season, and then like...
Very.
And it just gets better and better, and like, especially when they get self-referential, like towards the back end of it, because they do an episode, I think it's either season 11 or 12.
Right,
don't quote me on it.
Way to go. Yeah.
When you'll get there in no time because it's like that kind of thing, isn't it? But
short.
it is where they do. Frank falls out of a window and hits his head, and then thinks he's in season 2, like how he was in season, and acts like that again, and it's like.
Oh right.
It's so funny, and they also do. They also have in season 13. They have a almost like like the obligatory like best of clip show thing.
Yeah.
But it's how they do it is they're waiting for their iPhone to update, their phones to update on the software, and they like. Do you remember when this happened? They remember it, but people start remembering stuff wrong, which then changes their reality because someone's remembering it a different way. So the clips are from like classic things, but they're changed slightly because people are remembering it differently.
Yeah. Okay. Fucking hell.
So clever, and one of them's like Frank's got really long legs and has always had hair. So what do you mean? I've always looked like this. Danny DeVito is ridiculously short.
He is. I didn't realise.
And
I've only ever seen him in Batman Returns, but I mean he's heavily made up and you can't really see him for who he is. But Jesus Christ, he is a
when you see him, he's a short man.
Short ass bloke.
But he is hilarious, Charlie.
No,
More sunny, always sunny, forever. I can't wait for you to enjoy it for all of its splendidness.
Sons of Anarchy. When I go home tonight, I'm thinking about watching either Breaking Bad or Sons of Anarchy.
Mm-hmm.
One of the two. Yeah, just a mixture of things really. The Marvel stuff I will do in the week next week. I know I need to get into Punisher. I'll watch first, and then actually Daredevil because I'm in the middle of that. No, fuck, I'll do Daredevil.
Where are you in Daredevil?
Episode 5, I think it said. I don't remember watching that much of it, but hang on, if it says.
What, season 3?
Yeah, season 3. Yeah.
Oh man, best season.
I know it is.
And final.
Huh?
And final season.
Final. Well, vote for now. To give it 2 years, Disney Plus will get a resurrection.
Hopefully.
We'll get a resurrection. Charlie Cox, we love you.
Always.
Forever and always.
Sons of Anarchy and Breaking Bad. Obviously, you're gonna end up watching them both at some point. Prison Break is okay. I don't rate it as much as I think some people do.
Okay.
I think it's one of the things that went downhill.
Well, it's like Marmite, is it? Or it starts off something really good and then you just turn into Marmite.
Nah, I just thought it's okay. Like I can see why people really enjoy it. That's just for me, it's not one of them things where I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. It didn't like phenomenon me, so
right.
But that's just personal preference. You might like it. You might like some things I don't.
It's only one way to find out.
But,
I mean, yeah, our Doctor Who stories, different tastes, different opinions of Doctor Who.
Speaking of something that different tastes, but I think we had the same taste on this film that we saw. We saw last week.
This film, we were so looking forward for.
Yeah, so if you remember last week, we were talking about how we were going to see Glass in the unlimited screening.
Should be called Broken Glass.
Well, it is Broken Glass.
Should have been
because we went to see M. Night Shyamalan's Glass, a follow-up to both Unbreakable from 2000 and Split from 2016.
Which should have been its own fucking film. Why, Shyamalan? Why?
No, so do you want to try and explain the plot of Glass?
Right, so
disclaimer, like we really wanted to love. This is one of my most anticipated movies
of the year.
Because
it's only fucking January.
Exactly, and I was really looking forward just because I loved.
What did you see first? Did you see Unbreakable then Split, or did you do?
I remember seeing Split like a while. I think I saw it in order. I'd seen Unbreakable some years ago enjoyed it, and then obviously seen it more as I'd got more into, films and all this shite.
Mm. And then what? You saw Split sort of
I saw-
after it came out.
I saw Split. I wanted to see it in the cinema. I think I saw it. I might have seen it in the cinema. I don't remember. I really enjoyed it though. I liked McAvoy, and then it was like the whole, they call him Mr. Glass. It's like, that's an unbreakable thing. Oh my god!
No.
And then when they said,
What does this mean?
It's coming out in January 2019, and we're gonna love it. Okay, Conor. Plot of
Yes.
Glass.
So, screw boy meets girl talk. Right, so man.
That's
one,
how you start every when
Yeah,
it's
boy
described
meets-
something, it goes boy meets girl.
Yeah, well, I do it to take the piss now. It's my reoccurring gag. Right, so man, who superhero man, Bruce Willis meets.
David Dunn.
Yeah, alright, sorry, Bruce Willis meets Mr. Mr. Unbreakable 2, James McAvoy, who's James McAvoy ain't his real name. I mean, he could be called anything from Dennis
Kevin
to
Wendell
Patricia.
Crumb.
Yeah. Alright, hero, Unbreakable hero versus Unbreakable villain. Bruce Willis, James McAvoy, with Samuel L. Jackson being the Emperor Palpatine in a wheelchair, manipulating the whole and orchestrating the whole affair for his own nefarious agendas that we don't really get to find out. We don't really know. Well, I mean, what was his explanation for it all? He was just,
I will level with you. I was forgetting this film as I was watching it.
Yeah, yeah.
I like the first 2 acts of this film. I think we were all invested when we went there because we were in a packed out, unlimited members screening at Cineworld the day before it was released in cinemas.
VIP seats. You can
We
say.
got a free art card that you threw yours away.
Well, yeah. Well, because one I got the wrong. I didn't like.
Why
One I
didn't you
didn't
just ask
like.
for a new one or swap with me?
I should have just done that, but I mean,
You should
it
have,
was a
you
bad time. It was a bad film.
You were that
so-
and ordered the film. You were like, God's sake!
No.
But the final act of this film,
What the fuck were
it
you
shit
doing?
the bed. So we're going to talk a bit non-spoilery, and then we'll give you a pre-warning when we go into spoilers of how much we just got
And we'll
annoyed.
jump cut.
No, we could just put a time code in the description if I wanted to be that organised.
Yeah. Or we could just have a minute silence,
No.
and then we will go, and then we'll just tear into it.
No, fuck that, bro. So it's meant to be. I think my main problem with this film is, without going into spoilers,
Apart from the
it
direction,
doesn't know what film it's meant to be. It doesn't know whether it's meant to be a sequel to Split, a
Nope.
sequel to Unbreakable, or just a
another
movie
film.
revolving around Samuel L. Jackson, or it's meant to be an ensemble.
Mm.
Because considering Glass is in the title, you don't see a lot of Mr. Glass.
No, really, no.
And Samuel Jackson doesn't. He's doing an impression of that guy from Breaking Bad who's in the wheelchair and doesn't speak for half the movie, and then starts saying stuff.
Yeah, I would have said 3/4 even. He just sits there, plays dead in a chair.
He's twitching a lot, like some kind of crack addict.
His mouth just literally droops and goes.
Yep. And then he's.
Yeah.
Oh God, I wanted to love this movie. I was so looking forward to it, and we were literally so excited, especially you,
that
because
day.
when you'd rewatch,
I
Unbreakable.
I
Split,
sacrificed weeks of my time to watch both films in preparation.
and then you said, "Shall we go after the podcast and go watch Glass?" And it was like, "Yes."
I was like, yes. I even said to you before we recorded last week, I was like, right, I don't care what time we finish, we're seeing the film. Even if you didn't want to go, I was going to see it on my own. That's how dedicated I was.
Oh man, I was definitely up for seeing Glass.
I was dedicated. But then...
And then it happened.
That's when the tears from my eye began to drool down my face.
It was.
And I regretted
It was
everything.
It was a slow start.
No, but
So the basic plot is that
Yeah.
Kevin Wendell Crumb, aka
McAvoy.
multiple personalities, McAvoy from Split, he's been kidnapping people still, a la the same way he did in Split. David Dunn is trying to track him down
Mm-hmm.
while running his security store with his son.
Who's miraculously grown up. I know it's real life and he's grown up, but I still looked at him and thought, hang on, that ain't the same boy. And then
Who was it that played it? Was it Haley Joel Osment? Or was it, am I thinking of someone else?
No, I don't think it was him. No. To the internet.
Yeah, you Google that and I'll
To the internet.
carry on giving a summary. And so he's hunting him down. There's a brief confrontation between the two before they get taken to the facility by I forget her name, the Doctor played by Sarah Paulson, who is magnificent in the old bloody, what was it?
Yeah, what was she in?
She's in American Horror Story, and she was in American Crime Story, the People versus O.J. Simpson. That's it. That also, because that's one
People of
at the
O.J.
moment. That's one. Have you watched Horror Story? You haven't. You're like
Not yet, but I've added it. Yeah, I've added it. That's another thing. I might watch that tonight.
Watch Crime Story, because it's the same thing, but based on like real life crimes.
Oh, I'm
So
excited.
like by the same, I think it's the same people that do Horror Story, and she's in it in the first season. Is the O.J. Simpson trial for the murder of his wife, and that is one of my favourite things I've seen.
Spencer Treat Clark is his
Oh, he looks in the eyes like Haley Joel Osment.
name. Yeah.
I think, or it's just me, but there we go.
Don't know.
So give Horror Story a watch, because then the second season of Horror Story is the assassination of Giovanni Versace, which I think is on iPlayer, because they just like suddenly stuck that on because I think they were just showing it on BBC Two, which is cool. And then apparently they've planned a season 3 and 4. One of them is about the 2006 tsunami.
Is this all on Netflix or is this on different things? Or?
Well, at the moment, just season 1 of Crime Story is on Netflix, and season 2 of it is on BBC iPlayer.
Oh, right, okay. Oh.
So yeah, that's a quick plug. Because
Yeah.
Sarah Paulson's in it, and she's great as the
Sponsor us.
prosecutor for the OJ case, and it's fucking brilliant TV. Okay. Anyway, so she takes him to the facility. She's
Basically, Arkham Asylum.
Yeah,
It's an asylum.
she's
I call it.
convinced that this is all delusions of the head. Like, they're not actually superheroes, because no one is. There's
They're
just
nutters.
that saying that basically that it can be explained away, can't it? Like, like all
There's a
these
logical
things,
explanation for
yeah,
it.
yeah.
They are just.
And she's
like,
trying to convince them.
Mhm.
It leads to Mr. Glass, played by Samuel L. Jackson, who's under heavy sedation because of how influential he is, because of how smart he is, and then that leads to obviously what you've seen in the trailers about teaming up with the bad guys, and a big fight that we've been promised, that we've all been waiting for.
Yeah, the big moment of the film.
The big fight.
The big fight.
We
We were going to have a great time in that fight.
quick end to the non-spoilery. What did you think
Of everything before.
of Glass as a film, non-spoilery? What did you think?
First 2 acts, like you say, I was invested. Slow start, but I knew at that time I thought it was going to have a big payoff, and I thought, right, it's a trilogy, it's Shyamalan, so I thought
There's going to be a Shyamalan twist.
Oh yeah, and that I do. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of his films, but I've read his profile, and I know he likes twists and supernatural, unexpected shit. Unexpected shit, and that sums up without spoiling it. Unfucking expected. Damn you, Shyamalan. No, but first 2 acts, great. Invested, curious, wanted to see
Where that story went.
Yeah, but I wanted to see the big, inevitable hero versus villain showdown.
The Beast versus the Unbreakable Man.
Which is what the whole trilogy really was about.
The oldest seer.
It was about their meeting.
Okay,
But,
shall we?
Then we got to it, and what to say? Yeah,
Shall we get into these spoilers?
Yeah, the meeting of 2 legendary
So,
titans.
everyone dies.
Alright, is that how we're saying it?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone dies.
So, like, normally, like, that's a fucking, like,
The
would be a
most
joke.
cliched joke in the book.
But
it kind of happened.
They kill them all off.
It kind of happened, yeah. And that just was just jaw
God.
dropping.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the first 2 acts is like you have the brief encounter between David Dunn and Kevin Wendell Crumb in the warehouse after he's kidnapped the girls and David's tracked him down.
That was right at the beginning, yeah.
Which is good because it teased a lot, and I think that was better than the fight at the end,
Yeah.
because it was him sort of like just coming in, rescuing these kidnapped girls, and then like having a bit of a sparring match with him before they dive through a window and the police are waiting for them.
Yeah, no, that was...
Using the hypno lights to, which was clever to get Kevin back to a personality which wouldn't harm him, using the hypno lights. So that's,
Yeah, because that's how they got Kevin.
quite clever.
That's how they got Kevin to be Kevin.
Yeah. Well, they got it to be Casey or whatever her name is from Split.
Yeah.
This is the one that when she touches him for some reason, Kevin becomes.
Why, Casey?
She becomes normal. He becomes normal again because I don't know, power of love or all that bollocks.
The power of coffee. Coffee fucking grind.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
They're in the facility for a while, and a lot of it is just playing off of how good McAvoy is at being all these personalities. I think that's a lot of what the film is.
It's like a tribute act to Split. It is a tribute.
Yeah, which is weird because if the movie's called Glass, you think you would
It'd be about Samuel.
Yeah. Who, like you said, for like 2/3 of the movie,
He doesn't do fuck all.
He's literally just sitting in his wheelchair,
Plain dead.
being twitchy,
Plain dead.
and then you realise it's all an act.
Mm.
It didn't know who to focus on. It starts with David,
Yeah.
and then, but
Then
then
I
also
got-
Bruce
yeah.
Willis isn't in it for a lot because he's like
Yeah.
the main focus, and then you show what his prison cell can do, like it drowns him in water just in case he tries to escape or become hostile.
Yeah.
But then he's just not in it really. Like he
No.
just sort of disappears and like comes back at the end to have that fight,
The inevitable showdown. Yeah.
the quote unquote fight, because it wasn't really a fucking fight.
It was more. It might as well have been like a.
It was literally just
fest.
like-
It might as well be a hugging
It was
match.
just throw me into this van
Hug
over and
everyone.
over again.
They had their arms around each other
Oh,
and they were
God.
trying to like rough each other up, but in a weird sexual way.
Mm.
It was just not a fight. at all.
So we find out that Elijah Price, aka Mr. Glass, has been like preparing. He knows like
It was the end, but the moment was prepared for him.
Yeah, he'd known what was happening,
Oh,
knew what he was doing, and had like moved his medication so that they thought that he was still on it and was powerless, but actually had pre-planned everything.
which great. I did like that twist. And I thought, yeah, that's very.
I was like,
that's how
oh,
you do
that's
it.
when I thought the film was going to kick off and
That's
sort
what
of
I
get
thought.
like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, here we go.
Yeah, exactly. Like, damn
Here
right.
Here we go. Samuel's going to cause some shit, and then he
fucked
just
some shit up,
didn't.
and instead the shit fucks him. Just
And it goes from that to how he's like, oh yeah, I've pre-planned everything and blah blah, but I don't know. I don't
how do we sum it
I
up?
don't know how to describe this film because it doesn't focus. Like we said, it doesn't really focus on everyone. It teases this big fight at this new tower in Philadelphia that they're opening. It teases it for like almost
The
the whole
tower,
movie.
yeah, the tower that never got used.
And
Apart from-
then Shyamalan, thinking he's clever, went, psych, we're going to have it in the parking lot.
Yeah,
So he plans the escape with Beast to prove to everyone that superheroes are real, because Samuel Jackson's like, no, this can't be explained away. We are genuinely super.
yeah, we are
And
odd
he-
motherfuckers, and you will appreciate us.
And then what he does is he plans to escape through a really crappy security part of the facility. Like, it's terrible.
I mean, come on, guys.
Like, there's a scene that we were like,
How did that
why the
work?
fuck's that happening?
Yeah,
When the night person arrives and he's just talking about, like,
I
workout and diet with the security guard.
Yeah, he's like, oh man,
You got to make sure you drink a lot of water. You're doing
that's
this.
it, yeah.
What's your diet like? It's like, but then that's explained. Like, I've calculated that they are really sort of into. They just can't stop talking.
Yeah. But have all things fucking workout and diets. It's just like, okay.
It's like, whoa,
Okay.
why?
Yeah. That's from that moment was kind of when I thought, well, yeah, what's this turning into? I thought, what are we
What are we
actually
doing?
like watching? Yeah, I did feel a bit conflicted from that moment.
And then and it just doesn't really focus, and it's just
They step outside. They think they're free. Yeah, I want to break free. That's the whole premise of the film.
Freddie
then-
Mercury style.
Eh?
Freddie Mercury style. He wants to break free.
Yeah, no pun intended. But yeah, they break free. They break free. What happens?
Nothing.
They just James McAvoy and Bruce Willis. I say Bruce Dunn.
David Willis.
David
Bruce
Willis. Yeah, David Willis and Kevin McAvoy. They have their
Together
fight.
they are.
They have a hugging contest instead of an arm wrestle. They might as well be doing an arm wrestle.
Yeah, they
That would've been
basically,
more
they basically have a
entertaining.
little bit of a tussle
Yeah,
in the old
they might as well have had an arm wrestle.
car park, and then
Yeah.
just nothing else really.
Except Samuel is watching it. He's sort of being the Palpatine. He's like, "Yes, excellent. This is exactly what I wanted."
yes.
20 years ago nearly.
And they use the girl to calm him down and bring Kevin out. Kevin gets shot, but not before Kevin's beaten up Mr. Glass. Mr. Glass is dying.
But we need to get into why that happened, because
because one of the twists is that because it's like all about Kevin's father, blah blah blah, something's gonna happen, and then it's Kevin's dad was on that train from Unbreakable that derailed and nearly killed everyone. Well, no, it did kill everyone except David Dunn. So there's like that was a neat little bit.
But then at the same time, I thought to myself the whole film. I did think to myself. Obviously, they're going to explain it. No. But I was thinking, how are they actually connected to each other? Because I know McAvoy is his own sort of serial killer, and Willis and Samuel are obviously connected because of Unbreakable. But I did think to myself, how is McAvoy connected to the both of them really?
Yeah.
Apart from them being in the prison. So, but then I saw the twist coming. I was like, oh, okay, he's on the fucking train, isn't he? But
they kept talking about trains, and it was like.
I did think
that didn't
he
really
could have done something else.
But for me, because I hadn't watched Unbreakable that recently, I was like, and then when it came, I was like, the train. That's pretty cool. That's the thing that happened.
You might as well have been the Hogwarts Express, being like, oh wow, the train. Yeah, no, I'm not saying it wasn't a bad moment for me. It was just a case of
it was more sort of. I think
I wanted some sort of clever reason rather than just they were on the train.
Everything Shyamalan he did to subvert our expectations, like he built up the big fight and then didn't show it to us, and then killed all of them off because he thought, this is clever, which is a shame because with Split he was almost on the way back to
greatness,
being that sort of quality filmmaker again, and then this sort of like just stunted him again. But I'm just surprised how easily they were to kill because they drown David Dunn in a puddle, they shoot
in a fucking puddle that wasn't even that big.
Yeah. Take my hand so I can explain you the backstory and the exposition of our secret organisation Clover Group with tattoos.
That's the bit that done me in.
Yeah.
David
done you in.
Even when they got shot and they were bleeding out and the sad music was playing, I did think, no, they're not fucking dead. I thought at least one of them had to die, but I did think, no.
Oh yeah, I didn't think all of them.
As soon as we saw the fucking tattoo off of the bitch's arm, what's her name? The actress's name? I can't remember.
Sarah Paulson, I don't know what character she was.
FBI, CIA woman that was involved with the Irish. I think it was because it was a 4-leaf clover tattoo, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. And then they went to a restaurant where they were all members of the organisation.
Which is in that tower. I think that's how the tower was meant to link.
I don't know. I stopped paying attention because it shit the bed when he drowns in a puddle. They shoot Kevin. The
CIA.
And then Kevin's the one that kills Mr. Glass because he literally just punches him because he found out that Kevin's dad was killed by Mr. Glass.
Because
he's the one he's the one that caused the train crash with David.
Yeah.
Which Kevin's dad was on. Like, oh no.
Oh my god. Who would have thought that was coming?
It really fucked me off. I don't know if it fucked you off.
Very, mate, I was fuming. Like, it was just, what?
It was just so bad.
It was just, yeah.
The thing is, like we said, like, we enjoyed the most of it, and that ended just shit the bed.
As soon as they got outside, they just did that last act, they didn't know.
And then after they died, they found out that Elijah had put all of that footage out there in the world, so that's going to change the world somehow for a sequel that we probably won't get.
Never ever happen now.
But then it'll probably actually come out because they'll just think like, fuck it, more of this shit. Like I don't know how.
Daughter's backstory.
I don't know why they're going to elaborate more on this world.
Oh yeah, because the world's dead now.
Oh god, he's been killed.
It's dead to me.
It's well and truly been David Dunn in a puddle, literally drowned in a tiny puddle. He's dead. It's a shame.
This trilogy could have been so
wasted potential with that payoff. I think we were so excited, and
really
for what?
Were. Out of all the films I've seen, we have seen some shit the last few months, or some meh things.
Yeah, we've seen some mediocre stuff.
But
We thought this was going to be the first, yes.
Yes.
We thought it was going to be the first,
AAA underrated film of the year for us.
Mega blockbuster. Certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. No. Jesus.
No.
Out of 10, I'll go for. I can't really push higher than a 7.
4.
4.
Mate, 4.
Jesus.
Just that totally ruined.
Oh, it's surprising how it's enjoyable, and then up to that point, and then it's just
4.
No.
Lowest rating I think
No.
I've
Like,
ever
it was
given a
just
film.
annoying. It's like, why is all this happening? Why are they having a meeting in a restaurant if they know all these people are part of the thing? Like, why
It's
do they
basically
pretend
the-
that they not know they're having a meeting with the Secret Clover gang?
The Irish shit was just cliched.
Mm.
It's like Irish mobsters
We've
in
got a
America.
gang. Let's take them out.
Irish
Maybe
mobsters.
we'll go into it in a sequel, but we probably won't.
No.
I need to talk about something happy. I need to
We
talk
do.
about something. So I went to see
Mm.
Stan Ollie,
Right, Ollie,
I went on
Ollie,
Sunday.
Ollie.
the story of Stan Laurel and Mr. Oliver Hardy,
Uh-huh.
famous, one of the most famous comedy duos
Heroes.
of all human history.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright.
Film that I'd been looking forward to for a while since I'd seen the trailer, because it's got stars Steve Coogan as Laurel and John C. Reilly as Hardy, in a film where John C. Reilly is actually proven to be a good actor, and not
Wow.
not with Will Ferrell being a stupid bastard.
Like in
Because
Sherlock.
Holmes and Watson was fucking dog shit. That this was so good, so hot. It's a co-production between Entertainment One and BBC Films, so
Mm.
you know they're gonna,
Shit was getting down.
there's gonna be a bit of historical accuracy and some fun, but
Yeah.
also some emotional gut punch. It was, and I knew going into it was focusing on the latter part of their life, because they were obviously big in silent films, and it focuses on when the Tarkies were becoming more of a thing, that they were struggling for money, so they went on a tour of Britain, like it focuses on their last tour in '53, and like how they have to learn to love what they do again and stuff like that. But it starts like, which I wasn't expecting, at their peak, like when they're basically, there's a lot of recreating like some of their films and some of their comedy skits. It's the Way Out West one that they do at the beginning, and you see them doing that. So that's them in their heyday, in their prime, and then it shows that like how happy and sort of thingy it was. There's like undertones of how sort of difficult it was, like working and earning that money, and then cuts to '53 when it's like, this is their last ditch. Let's get back on the road and enjoy what we do and try and earn something out of this. And it's fucking, it is amazing. It's amazing.
Is it upsetting? Is it sad?
Oh, towards the end, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of laughs. But a lot of gut punches as well.
I don't really know the story, but like you say, there were silent
Oh
characters
man,
back
when
in the
you
day. I don't really
when
know.
you see this, you'll want to dive into. I want to dive into more Laurel and Hardy stuff, because it is just, their story is fascinating. It starts off with them obviously making that film. They're not earning as much money as they should, because that's the first discussion, and because they want to be earning, they should be earning as much as Chaplin. They're like, no one's paying near enough they should for a Laurel and Hardy picture, and
Right.
goes into how like then Stan was out of contract because he was trying to negotiate for more money, but Hardy was still under contract and made a silent film with another partner, like a long time ago. That comes up again later down the line, because he said, because there's the argument of like, you loved the idea of Laurel and Hardy, you didn't you weren't actually my friend. Arguments like that when it all comes to a head, and Laurel says that there's a movie that they're doing, the Robin Hood one, which is the only reason why they're doing the tour, is to have money and work while you're doing that, and so they can get the money and then start making the film.
Fuck off.
But the producer lets him down, it falls through, and he doesn't want to sort of break Hardy, because that's the only thing sort of keeping Hardy going, is like, we've got to do this for the film, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
They go on their tour. It starts off there in small, like really bad gigs, and the theatres they're playing to are small, and even those are like empty. Not a lot of people buying tickets. As it goes on, they say about how, they need to generate more money, and the promoter says about doing some like public appearances, but he said like, you don't expect me to ask Laurel and Hardy to do like PA work. And they said, no, we'll do it. Like, it doesn't earn them extra money, but it gets more bums on seats because it tells everyone about it. And then through that, but they say it's a lot harder work because of the health issues of Hardy, because he's had a bad knee, he's got a bad heart because he's the fat one.
Right. Oh,
So it's a worry about that, but they both say no, we'll do it, because then the audiences get bigger and bigger and they're selling out, and then they have to book bigger theatres, which then sell out because then the momentum builds.
It's like a roller coaster, so it goes all over the place.
Then by the time it gets to London, they're playing at the Lyceum, like 2,000 people a night, and it's massive. They do like 46 shows or something like that.
Fucking hell.
And then they move on to like the last part in Ireland. But while they're in London, obviously it gets to them being bigger and bigger because they've done loads of PA things to every town they do, like meeting people, handshakes, opening things, like doing little signings and stuff like that, and gets the bigger audience. They're getting the more money. That's when they have the argument about, you know, how like their partnership and not actually like taking each other into consideration or to heart, and leads to Hardy having a heart attack, saying being told by the doctors that he can't go on stage. He's obviously being that weight of that health at his age, while doing the dancing, being very physical on stage, like every night, saying that it's not good for him. So they organise a replacement comedian by the name of Nobby Cook to take over for the remainder of the tour, so they still make the money.
Nobby Cook?
Yeah. I don't know if he's real or not. I assume he is.
No offence to any...
I would assume he is until I read otherwise.
No offence to any Nobby Cook fans, but this sounds like a ridiculous name.
Yeah, they were all about that though, weren't they? Them comedy double act names.
I've heard some ridiculous names, but it's just, sorry.
That's right. But Stan realises that they can't do it. You can't do it without Hardy, and he plans to cancel the rest of the shows
that
are in Ireland.
That's what friends are for.
Because Hardy's going to travel back home to America. But Stan doesn't tell him that he's cancelling the shows. He doesn't want to break his heart. But as he thinks Stan's leaving to carry on the tour, Hardy realises that, you know, there is not anything after this. Like, there is nothing else for it. Like, this has been his whole life. Like, he wants to at least finish this before retirement. And then, so he says, "You're not leaving, Stan. We've got some shows to do." And then they finish the tour. And the last shot is of them doing the final performance on the final show, like their dance routine, before it comes up with the title of, you know, the text at the end.
Oh, so it ends in like an action pose, kind of.
No, like fades to black on like the end of like them getting a standing ovation at their final show.
I see, yeah.
And then it comes up with the text of once them returning home, Hardy's health didn't recover and he died 4 years later. 4 years later at home in America. And Stan, from the time that Hardy died until the day he died, which was another 8 years, that he every day he spent writing new Laurel and Hardy material. But obviously never came to light, but kept thinking of new ideas and kept writing new stuff because he was obviously the brains behind it. Because you see a lot of him doing all the writing, coming up with how... Because it makes you appreciate how sort of, like, how artistically sort of in line they were. Like, everything was planned out and meticulous, even though it looks simple. Like, all the simple gags, like, they would spend... There's a lot of dialogue between them, like, doing shows and doing movies and stuff, where they're just talking about how they want to do stuff or certain lines they want to say and that. And it's just... It's just so well done. Steve Coogan is just amazing. Like, I don't think he's even got an Oscar nom because I think this is like slightly too late. But like, he should get something for that because my God, he was perfection.
Can't they be nominated for next year's?
They might be. It might be. Might be one of those. John C. Reilly is really good. I think together they are very believable. The people that play their wives are brilliant. One of them is Moaning Myrtle from Harry Potter and Bridget's friend from Bridget Jones, that one. I'm on about. And she was also Elton's girlfriend from Love and Monsters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't remember her name. I'm really sorry.
Myrtle. It's just Myrtle.
Moaning Myrtle. Just fucking-tastic film. Like, especially that ending. And there's a lot of stuff with the imagery is... Because the whole thing was set out, like, the stylised as... With the title on that was the thinness, like Stan is written like in really thin black, whereas Ollie's like really big, thick black lines for like his part of the title with their, and how iconic their imagery was is just like, you know, from the silhouette and the bowler hats, like who was who, and you can recognise them from that silhouette. Because like that's the sign of a good character or performers when you can recognise them just from their outline.
I see, yeah.
And there's a lot of points where the shots are when they're either performing or just talking. That is them from the back.
Oh, okay.
So like, if it captures you just right, you'd you're just watching them like actually them instead of people playing them. So like especially like that last performance bit is them from behind, like seeing the standing ovation. So like you've got them there.
So you've got the silhouette.
In front of us. There's a lot of that imagery. It's so well done. It's a simple story, but it's just so effective and it's so beautiful. And I urge anyone to go and see it because my God, you're gonna have a good time at Stan Ollie. Like it will make you laugh. It will make you smile. It's very like nostalgia driven. But there is some laughs. There's some funny stuff in it. There's also the hard stuff at the end. It's great. It's everything you want from a trip to the cinema. This film.
Well, unlike other.
Unlike Glass. So I saw Glass, but then seeing this made it worth it because I appreciated this more because this is a film that actually gave a shit.
Well, you've seen your film. I got dragged to see Mary Queen of Scots.
Did ya?
Yeah, no, it was...
Come on then, give us a quick round of a Queen of Scots before we depart this realm. Stan Ollie, 10 out of 10. Everyone go and see it, because it's not showing in a massive number of screenings, but where it is, go and see it.
Spread the message.
You've got to see it by next week, and I'll see Mary Queen of Scots.
Alright, okay. Right, Mary Queen of Scots. Just to borrow your ending of having it be a happy, positive, jolly film, it kind of wasn't.
The story of it isn't
quite
very
tragic.
jolly, is it?
It's quite tragic as well, just like Glass, except
good.
This had direction, this had purpose, this was educational. Yeah, it got its point across. Whereas with Glass, like we say, it was all over the place. But so yeah, Mary Queen of Scots. I knew bits of it from school, but I didn't know the full story. But Mary Queen of Scots is in the title. Mary the First, I believe. She basically sails from wherever the fuck she was. I think she's obviously she's in Scotland, but it opens with her sailing. I think she was sailing to Spain. She was away, and she comes home to Scotland to reclaim her rightful throne. Or it was England.
Because she's got to claim to the throne, hasn't she?
Oh yes, laddie.
Margot Robbie's in it, isn't she?
Margot Robbie is Queen Elizabeth.
That's cool. Sorry,
doesn't look nothing like her. Like, I mean, she's very heavily under makeup, and she wasn't in it too much.
That's good.
Too much. No, I wanted to see Margot Robbie. She was really I wanted to see her, but she weren't very Margot Robbie. So yeah, mixed opinion there. But no, she was very good and very antagonistic as Elizabeth because she is Mary's sister, yet she is the ruler of England. And basically, it's like Game of Thrones. The whole point of the film is to do with like the internal politics. It's essentially Mary has got a claim to the throne, yet she's Scottish. Elizabeth is the ruler.
She's Scottish.
Elizabeth is the English ruler. At that point, England and Scotland weren't the greatest of friends, so they think
some
England
would say we're
Scotland.
still not.
Oh, debatable. Feel free to leave it in the comments below.
No, don't start that.
Well,
Don't start the Scottish independence talk. Come on, let's all be friends in this day and age.
It's 2019, for God's sake. Very much Elizabeth is England, she's Scottish. The common conception is that England beats Scotland and they're in charge. Yet, you see them in both of their courts. Mary, as much as she's the queen, she's very much a person. Like, she will party with her maids and servants, and like they all muck around and talk about boys and and say this one's cute. She will bother to ask how their day has been. As much as she's very much like servant, clean my table, or rub my feet, or do very queeny
kill my husband.
Tasks. Yeah, exactly. Kill my fucking husband. Mary actually gives a shit about her people and rules them with kindness and respect, and they grow.
Still has that iron undertone.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, but she's popular and lovable because even when she arrives back from say Spain, there's quite a few eyebrows raised, and no one believes that she's right. And you're thinking, fuck, we should have just gone with Elizabeth. Whereas compared with Elizabeth, Margot Robbie shouts literally 75% of the film and just goes like, right, men. Prepare the tables. Send the raven. It's very Game of Thrones. You talk. It's like send the ravens. Doesn't alliterate. It's literally just very simple sentences, but they're more commands. They're not conversations. She's literally demanding stuff.
Yeah.
And that's essentially all that she does in the film. Mary then meets a bloke who, again, like Game of Thrones and like politics, is essentially she has to marry this bloke in order to gain another hand on Elizabeth. Because if Elizabeth dies, she's like the guy that she marries is like her half brother, so she kind of has to, so they kind of have to, so that she has a chance of ruling. Whereas Elizabeth, at the same time, is like Cersei. She's trying to scheme these things and stop it from happening, but also makes it happen because she's got another plan of her own, which we don't really find out until like later on.
Uh-huh.
But so Mary meets said bloke. Can't forget the bloke's name, but any of you that know WWE, he looked very much like Tyler Bate.
Okay.
I can't think of the name, but yeah, hashtag Tyler Bate.
Mm-hmm. Hashtag Tyler Bate.
Shout out to Tyler Bate.
Big listener of No Bible Podcast, Tyler Bate.
Yeah, well, that would be the dream one day. See, wrestling will be relevant.
One day.
Yeah, one day. Yeah, Mary loves the bloke. Tyler Bate appears to love her until, just like with sex education, we learn that he is gay and has been
not the gays again.
Has been getting along with one of the handmaidens, or handmaidens, or handymen. So then, like, the Scottish people, like as I say, they get on with Elizabeth, but there's some people in her like war court that don't like her, and you can see that they're trying to scheme against her, and sort of, like, everyone basically is out for themselves in that film. It's very much Game of Thronesy. So they being her husband, they kill the butler. They kill her butler to get back at Mary and say, like, look, you basically marry me and give me an heir to the throne, and let me rule the castle because I'm king, and basically it's very sexist. Men are better than women. Do as you're told. Blah 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 blah. But then essentially Mary agrees to it only because then they get together to have a baby, which is then revealed to be King James. Who after all of that, basically after all this scandal, King James gets to rule Scotland and England. He then sort of merges, and that's when England and Scotland sort of get on. But that's at the end. So at the same time, but basically the last half of the film is basically her getting pregnant, her having her baby, but at the same time also trying to screw over her husband, because he was very likeable at the beginning, very nice, but then he was only using her to get what he wanted out of her. But then in the meanwhile, Elizabeth, again, not much in it, she hears all this and she's just like, poor bitchy sister, she gets what she deserves, karma, I'm better than her, and yet you can see in her court that people are thinking, fuck, we should help Mary, why is Elizabeth in charge? She's just a bitch. And then people in Mary's court are thinking, fuck, we should have gone for Elizabeth because Mary's just whining about her fucking bitchy husband.
Bloody husbands.
Essentially, it ends up with Mary running away, or sort of leaving her castle, leaving the fortress, because basically her war court, or war council, basically takes over, and it's like a one big scheme master plan to get Mary off the throne because of the way she is, and they see that she's unfit to rule. They basically get her off, and that's what she does. She leaves and doesn't want to be part of it, and she goes down to England to visit Elizabeth. And this is like the big confrontation, because Elizabeth at one point was like, preparing to kill her, and she ain't family, she wouldn't be welcome in my castle, da 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 da. Essentially, the last 10 minutes is them meeting somewhat face to face. They're talking behind curtains. They get their point across, and Mary's trying to chase Elizabeth through because they're in like a barn in a farm, except it's all covered in curtains. So she's trying to follow her. Elizabeth's trying to run away from her. For a second, I was a bit worried because I thought they were going to try and not get it on, but I don't know what was going to happen. I thought, stop chasing each other.
Sexy barn time.
You're not children. I thought, what the hell is actually going on? The way it was shot and the way it was the way the cinematography for that bit was very, very bizarre, and it had to be very void. So yeah, they meet, they talk. Elizabeth then sort of comes and agrees to let Mary stay in England, but should she move against Elizabeth's enemies, or return to the castle and do something Elizabeth doesn't want, she will then proceed to kill her. Yeah, Mary's grateful, thank you. Yeah. Oh, that's the film. Yeah, it was all happy, right?
It's all happy.
Until the last 5 minutes, before, like you say with Stan Ollie, it ends with a bunch of text. The final shot is... Well, the film begins with Mary on a guillotine. You don't see what's going on, but it's literally her head like lying down. And it ends up with Mary getting guillotined because Elizabeth got word again from Mary's Scottish War Council that they were trying to basically attack Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
So Elizabeth basically misunderstood what was going on, but it was obviously in Mary's name. So that she then proceeded to get rid of her sister. Except, Mary didn't really put up much of a fight because she kind of accepted death and she had nothing to live. Her baby leaves, but they weren't together because I think that's it. With the Elizabeth conversation, she agrees to look after King James, so she doesn't really get to see her son at all. So basically,
played by Alan Cumming in Doctor Who: The Witchfinders.
Yeah, that same King James, funny enough.
That's cool, man.
That bloke, except he's a very non-Alan Cumming baby. Doesn't look nothing like him.
Most babies aren't like Alan Cumming.
Don't know. Ask Alan Cumming Jr.
Mm-hmm.
No, but then, like I say, so you think it ends all happy, they get all friendly, it's like, But then Elizabeth does the unthinkable, and again, unintentionally, because it's all a game of politics and mistakes and manipulation, that's it, manipulation. She then beheads Mary.
Bastard.
And basically that's the story.
That's the story.
Not sad at all.
Oh.
Quite a happy film.
Well,
really.
the film does look interesting. I would like to go and see it at some point.
No, like I say, with Stan Ollie, I will see that, but I got...
We'll have to try and converse next week and see each other's films that we saw.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Make that the aim. I want to... anything else you're aiming to see next week? I want to see Escape Room. That comes out on Friday. Well, there's an unlimited screen.
That's
It's that horror movie in the Escape Room. Where they get it was the advert was before Glass, I think, when they get invited to do this escape room, and then it's like torturous, like in a Saw kind of way, like the heating goes up and people are like being killed and stuff.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we did see it.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see Vice comes out this Friday
Vice,
with
what's Vice?
Christian Bale playing George Bush's Vice President Dick Cheney.
How the most powerful man as Vice President is George W. Bush.
Because George Bush didn't call all the shots. It was old Dick.
Escape Room. Stan Ollie.
There's not a lot coming out
No.
in the next couple of weeks, but I want to those kind of things I want to see.
The Mule. With Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood, yeah. I don't know. Clint Eastwood films can be either like hit or miss. I'll check it out because they've been sort of like doing it as, one last job. I don't know. I'll probably try and check it out.
Escape Room.
In the meantime, you can check out our other episodes. Subscribe to Pasty Sheep on
Yeah.
YouTube. We're on 44. We really want to push to 50.
Come on, guys.
Get that journey up to 100. We've got 60 on the old Facebook page now, so
Oh, that's something.
well done to everyone on that. We've got if you want to catch up on the episodes, just click on the playlist. We've got thumbnails now. Yes, they're basic at the moment until the graphic design is finished. But
Until we get employed.
until the graphic design's finished, what they're doing, because I know they're very busy. Then we'll get more artsy. But that's what for now. You've got to go and watch some more Tortured, haven't you?
I do. I'll go watch a bit more of everything. But the Tortured, I'm near the end of the first season, so I might as well finish that off. That'll be the next thing.
We could do big Oscars talk. When are they on?
I don't know.
Should find out because then we could do like an
Oscars.
Oscar special.
Oscar special. We could talk about all the Oscars. Oscar Wilde, Oscar Isaac, Oscar
Isaac Wilde.
Oscar Isaac. What Oscar? I'm trying to think of people named Oscar. Oscar Isaac, Oscar Wilde. Huh? Any Oscars? Leave in the comments. We will talk about them soon.
Yeah. Email in. Email in nobubblecontact@gmail.com. Pasty Sheep on the socials. Links on the channel. We've got everything.
The
Join
24th
us.
of Feb.
24th of Feb. We definitely need to do an Oscar special, but then we also need to coordinate in a 7-week run up to Game of Thrones. We need to make sure he's about all 7 seasons so far.
Oh God.
There's a lot of pre-planning that I need to do.
Good God.
But I'd just like to, well done Black Panther for your Oscar
Yeah.
noms, including first ever superhero film to be nominated for Best Picture, for the amount of work that went into
And
that and the amount of groundbreaking things that film has done.
Give yourself a pat on the
Well
back,
done.
Marvel. Kevin
Well done.
Feige. Give yourself a
And
pat.
fucking Spider-Man into Spider-Verse are the best
Animation.
animated feature.
Which is
Yes.
what we said since the first minute. I was like, oh.
Yes, that needs to win. There is not an animation that came out last year that is in any way near to the quality of that story and
No.
that look and that calibre of
There
that
just
film.
ain't. There just isn't.
No.
It really isn't.
So yeah, and The Favourite got 10, didn't it? The Favourite got like 10 Oscar nominations, including Olivia Colman. That's meant to be really good. I want to check that out. What else? I think Black Klansman got nominated as well.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, man. Fucking sick film.
I've not seen it, but I heard things about that.
Oh, mate. It's all... The only way is up.
Baby.
You and me, yeah. So next week for more shit like this.
Yeah, as always.
Make sure you keep watching, keep liking, get all the numbers up, help us out.
Keep sharing, keep sponsoring.
'Cause
Eventually, sponsor, please.
eventually
Somebody.
someone give us some money. And well done, because we didn't talk about that big blue box in the sky.
No. That
I mean,
joke for our
you
time
could-
and space.
You kept trying to throw in references, but I was just like,
Well, I didn't really. No, we were just sending a message to fucking Shyamalan about how to do twists and carrot. No, that's not what we were talking about, were we? Or
I don't
was
know.
it?
You said it was the end, but the moment has been prepared for. You said that.
I said that, and then no, it was sex education. It was the whole like. I can't think of the moment, but it was like how to do a character. That's how you do. Like Graham, right with the moment of.
Oh yeah, Ryan's
Yeah.
That's back in production. That's Series 12's coming.
Yes, and I saw your cheeky Facebook comment. Please make Yazzie relevant.
Yeah,
Please.
it's like Yaz relevant, yeah, guys.
Yeah,
Please,
guys, please. Respond.
I think Chibnall's going to learn from what he liked, what he didn't like, and what other people didn't like. Obviously, not the stupid
Let's
wanky
fucking hope
fanboys that
so.
were not my doctor. I think
Let's fucking
this is
hope
going to be
so.
more of a collaboration of classic and new, and
Mm.
hopefully Yaz gets to fucking do stuff.
The worlds should merge.
Who's gonna leave in Series 12? Which one of them?
Graham. Just to
But then
piss
I won't,
people off.
but then I won't care because Graham.
I
is
know.
Graham is love. Graham is life.
No, I don't know. I think it'll be one of these things like midway through the season they'll kill him off, and then I don't know where he will come back into all like the special. He'll come back.
Or
Somehow.
like Danny Pink-esque in Last Christmas when he was just like he was a ghost.
He'll
but
have
he
a
was there.
stupid send off. It'll be like a Clara situation.
Hopefully-
He'll be in his TARDIS and his own.
I thought we were going to lose him in when like you see Grace in It Takes You Away. I thought that was going to be it, but alas, ideal world they kill off Yaz, or if they made her interesting by then, they still kill her off. So then we actually might care. But
And then
we
get
went
another
for-
female and make her good.
I don't know.
Or just bring
Get
Brent
someone who's not. No, fucking, she's a bitch.
back. Bring Captain Jack back.
Well, there's been a rumble into that. John
I
Barry said
know.
he'd love to,
Yeah.
and he was in a television centre the other day.
Was he?
Mm.
I didn't know.
I honestly think I wouldn't be surprised if we got a surprise series of Torchwood like at the end of the year. Because fuck knows we need something to make us feel better after Miracle Day, because that was shite.
Yes.
You've still got to get to that, so you
No, I
get,
know.
you get home and watch that, and I'm
And
gonna watch.
Cry.
I'm gonna carry on watching Mad Men and
Mad Men.
finish Punisher, and we'll
Punisher.
convene here same time next week. Sound good for you?
As always.
As always.
What? We're sheep. We've got to act like the gimmick. We're sheep.